Ever wondered what makes a fishing ground perfect for tuna longline? Well, let me tell you, it's not just about dropping a line in the water and hoping for the best. It's a fine art, a science, a dance with nature that requires understanding, patience, and a keen eye for detail. The ocean, vast and mysterious, holds secrets in its depths that only the most experienced fishermen know how to decipher. Choosing the right fishing ground for tuna longline is not a matter of luck, but a careful selection based on numerous factors. Today, we're diving deep into the characteristics of a perfect fishing ground for tuna longline. Firstly, the water temperature plays a significant role in determining a good fishing ground. When it comes to longline fishing for tuna, understanding the importance of water temperature cannot be overstated. You see, tuna, like many other fish species, are ectothermic creatures. This means they rely on the surrounding environment to regulate their body temperature. It's not unlike how we humans would go for a cozy sweater when it's cold, or prefer a cool drink on a hot day. Now, tuna, particularly the ones we're interested in for longline fishing, tend to prefer warmer waters. The ideal water temperature for these fish generally ranges from around 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Why is this, you ask? Well, warmer waters are often more abundant in food sources for tuna, such as smaller fish and squid. This abundance of food attracts them to these areas, making your longline more likely to be noticed and bitten. But it's not just about the food. Warmer waters also play a significant role in the reproductive behaviors of tuna. These waters provide the right conditions for spawning, which means you'll find more tuna in these areas during their breeding season. This increases your chances of a successful catch. However, it's worth noting that while tuna prefer warmer waters, they can also be found in cooler waters. This is because they are capable of regulating their body temperature to some extent, allowing them to venture into cooler waters in search of food or to avoid predators. Secondly, water depth is another critical factor. Tuna species, particularly the ones we're interested in for longline fishing like the yellowfin, big-eye, and bluefin, prefer different water depths. Yellowfin tuna, for instance, are often found in shallower waters, typically less than 300 feet. Big-eye tuna, on the other hand, are deep divers, often found at depths of up to 500 feet or more. Bluefin tuna are known to swim at a range of depths, from surface waters to the deep blue, sometimes reaching depths of over 3,000 feet. But why do these magnificent creatures prefer certain depths? It's all about their survival. Each species of tuna has adapted to life at different water depths, which in turn affects their distribution and behavior. The water depth influences the availability of food, the water temperature, and the amount of light, all of which are crucial for tuna's survival. Deeper waters tend to have cooler temperatures, which big-eye and bluefin tuna prefer. These cooler waters also have a higher concentration of their preferred food sources, like squid and certain species of fish. On the other hand, yellowfin tuna prefer the warmer, shallower waters where there's plenty of light, which supports a different range of food sources, such as smaller fish and crustaceans. Understanding the preferred depth of the tuna species you're targeting can significantly enhance your success rates. It enables you to set your longline at the optimal depth, increasing the likelihood of catching your desired tuna. Remember, each tuna species has its unique depth preference, and these can also change depending on the time of day, season, and geographic location. So it's essential to keep these factors in mind when setting out your longline. Hence, the depth of the water can make or break your tuna longline. So the next time you venture out into the open sea, remember, depth matters. Thirdly, ocean currents are a major player. Now let's dive deeper into this fascinating topic. Ocean currents, much like the wind in our atmosphere, are a constant movement of seawater generated by forces acting upon this water, such as the Earth's rotation, wind, temperature, and salinity differences. But why are they so crucial when it comes to identifying the perfect fishing ground for tuna longline? Well, ocean currents play a pivotal role in the transport of nutrients from the depths of the ocean to the surface. These nutrients are essential for the growth of phytoplankton, microscopic plants that float in the upper part of the ocean. Phytoplankton forms the base of the marine food chain and is a primary food source for zooplankton, small floating animals. Here's where it gets interesting. These zooplankton are the main diet for bait fish, small fish that are favored food for larger predatory fish, like our star of the show, the tuna. It's a classic example of the food chain at work. You have the phytoplankton eaten by zooplankton, which are then gobbled up by the bait fish, and finally, along comes the tuna for the feast. So if you find an area with strong ocean currents, you're likely to find a high concentration of nutrients brought up from the ocean's depths. This leads to an increase in phytoplankton, which attracts zooplankton, then baitfish, and ultimately the tuna. But remember, while strong currents can be a boon, they can also be a challenge. Navigating and fishing in these currents requires skill and experience. But for those who can master the waves, the payoff can be a bounty of tuna. And that's not all. Currents also influence the water temperature and oxygen levels, both of which are key factors in the habitat preference of tuna. Strong ocean currents are a sign of a promising fishing ground. To summarize, a good fishing ground for tuna longline depends on several factors. We've dived deep into these characteristics, and it's clear they all play a pivotal role. Warm water temperatures, for instance, are a magnet for tunas. They are cold-blooded creatures after all, and warmer waters are where they thrive. On the other hand, the ideal water depth is no less significant. It's a balancing act, really. Too shallow and the tunas won't be there. Too deep, and your longline might not reach them. Then, we have the ocean currents. Strong currents are a tuna's freeway, swiftly transporting them and their food source. It's like a conveyor belt serving dinner, so to speak. Armed with this knowledge, you're well prepared to find the perfect fishing ground for tuna longline. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and share with others. And write your thoughts about this fascinating nature life in the comment column below.